not to talk greasy, but I've been watching the Russo Brothers Film School, which is very bizarre. Their YouTube series where they keep on sort of talking about how they've like figured out the perfect storytelling algorithm. And they believe that every screenplay that they do, and especially the stuff that they're now producing through their Agbo film company or whatever it's called, has to like work through this, like this has to happen on this page. You have to track this character has to have this and this and that. Like, and I feel like the Russos have done some stuff I've liked a lot. They've done some stuff I've liked less. But in both cases, I do feel that sort of studiedness with them where they're very like sort of unwavering and like, this is the page 15 moment. You need to have the page 15 moment. And on page 15, these three things happen. And that's a specific example that they talk about that I'm throwing out. And the joy of Zemeckis and Gale is, as you're saying, Patrick, they make it still feel organic and human and character driven. As much as it is clearly a very tightly sort of constructed automaton, it is so behavioral. And every character has such personally specific sort of charming, interesting internal struggles going on that it doesn't feel that forced.
Just out of curiosity, like I don't know about this Russo Brothers Film School. Do they have a YouTube channel?
Yeah,
they have a YouTube channel now.
So there's pizza involved, right, Griffin?
They have a guest on and they talk about a movie and they break down.
Isn't there pizza?
Yes, they call it Pizza Film School. It has this insane rap song talking about the Russo brothers being the two greatest filmmakers of all time. Truly, that's the level of hyperbole they throw. No, not at all. And like this Adult Swim style animation of them like partying and vomiting themselves out of their mouth and whatever. And it's called Pizza Film School, and only because at the very beginning they go, so we like to eat pizza while we talk about movies. What pizza are you all eating today? And then, like, Joe will show what pizza he's eating. Their guest will show the pizza, which is often just Marcus and McFeely. Most episodes, it's Marcus and McFeely. And then every episode, Anthony very sheepishly says, I actually ate my pizza before we started recording, but I'll tell you what I did eat. Every episode, he fucks it up and he doesn't eat pizza on screen. I agree that he seems like the nice one. I like him. But the show is called Pizza Film School. Eat a fucking slice on camera, Anthony, or retitle it.
So this is all over Zoom?
This is all over Zoom.
Over Zoom.
Right. And it's mostly them with Marcus and McFeely. And then a couple times they've had actors from movies on. And the actors talk about their experiences working on the films. And then Joe and Anthony goes, but the filmmakers must have been doing this for this reason because this is how stories work. And then like Josh Brolin will go like, no, the Coen brothers don't really think that way. It's very fascinating. I recommend that people watch it.
They are contemporary. The contemporary blockbuster, which I have a lot of problems with, which is what you're talking about. The only thing I'll say about the Russo brothers is, because I've been binging Community, partly on your advice, Griffin. Yeah. Like, I sort of rediscovered, I was like, Jesus, right, these guys were kind of doing something perfectly, like, you know, like that. You know, I forgot that how much of a hand they had, especially in the early seasons.
I like a lot of what they've done. A lot. Yeah, I'm just saying they very openly talk about every movie we produce is going to have this exact structure. And I think, like, I remember them in an interview saying their goal explicitly with Civil War was to make a movie that CinemaSins couldn't criticize. They were like, we ran through and made sure that everything was airtight and that every thread was like this and that. And it's like, why put the energy into that? Whereas Back to the Future is a perfect example of a movie where you can pluck out 87 things that don't make sense, but no one
Back to the Future makes no sense at all.
Yeah, you answer the right questions, you ignore the wrong questions, and I feel like, whatchamacallit, this movie is just them testing this out in a very low stakes way. You don't have a sci-fi premise, you know, you don't have mortal dangers for the character. The objectives are very clear. You have four girls who start out the movie together, who will end it vaguely together, and along the way, they all have the same driving force, which is get to the Beatles.